Saturday night's main event is officially set to take place on July 12, live from the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. The following night, WWE Evolution makes its return on July 13 in the same venue. Excitement is already building as fans prepare for the historic comeback of Evolution, which is expected to showcase a card exclusively featuring women's matches. The last time WWE held an Evolution event was on October 28, 2018, at the Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale, New York, where women's wrestling stood proudly at the center of the spotlight. As the anticipation for these events grows, tensions backstage are rising just as rapidly. Following his controversial victory over R-Truth, undisputed WWE Champion John Cena crossed paths with Jey Uso in a charged backstage moment. Both men, title belts slung over their shoulders, exchanged intense words, signaling that championship pride and power dynamics might be reaching a boiling point. The energy in the room shifted instantly, fans wondering if this was the start of a feud that could shape the summer. Cena's match earlier in the night against R-Truth raised more than a few eyebrows. In typical R-Truth fashion, he added humor to the mix, mocking Cena's signature entrance and mannerisms. While the crowd roared with laughter, Cena was far from amused. As R-Truth danced down the ramp, imitating every move from Cena's playbook, the champ stood motionless in the ring, his face etched with frustration and focus. As soon as Truth stepped through the ropes, Cena pounced. The bell rang, and the match officially began, but the real story was the aggression Cena unleashed. Truth did manage to create some momentum by ironically using Cena's own moveset, drawing even more laughter from the crowd, but Cena quickly turned the tide. The turning point came when Cena brought his title belt into the ring. Though he didn't strike Truth with it during the match, the presence of the championship created a moment of chaos. The referee, distracted by Cena's actions, failed to see the low blow Cena delivered. A swift kick to the groin brought Truth down, allowing Cena to pick up a tainted victory. But Cena wasn't done there. With the match concluded and the referee's attention elsewhere, Cena raised the title belt high before bringing it crashing down on R-Truth in the center of the ring. The champion stood tall, unapologetic and commanding, as the crowd's reaction turned from cheers to stunned silence. It was a clear message to anyone in the locker room: the playful version of Cena is long gone, and a more ruthless competitor has taken his place. And perhaps that's why Jey Uso chose that exact moment to confront him. Backstage, the camera captured Cena wiping sweat from his brow when Jey Uso stepped into frame, holding his own championship. The two locked eyes. There were no smiles, no handshakes. Just a brief but potent exchange that hinted at future conflict. With both men standing at the top of their respective divisions, it's no surprise that egos would clash. USO, fresh off a high-profile victory earlier in the night, looked every bit the star. He had taken down Logan Paul in a dramatic bout that saw Paul attempt to use brass knuckles. Paul, always willing to blur the lines, tried to exploit the chaos, but Jey Uso had other plans. Delivering a fierce spear to cut Paul off, USO climbed to the top turnbuckle and soared with a frog splash that sealed the win. The crowd erupted as USO got the pinfall, proving once again that he's no longer living in anyone's shadow, he's forging his own legacy. That victory, combined with Cena's controversial tactics, created an atmosphere thick with electricity backstage. Two champions, two paths, one collision course. Whether that moment was a tease or a foreshadowing, it was enough to get fans talking. Meanwhile, the wrestling world is still buzzing from the chaos that unfolded in the steel cage between Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. In one of the most brutal matches of the night, both men fought with nothing held back. McIntyre, always known for his intensity, seemed poised for victory as he lined up a Claymore kick, aiming to drive Priest's head into a steel chair wedged in the turnbuckle. But it wasn't to be. Priest countered with shocking precision. Turning the momentum, he brutalized McIntyre and then delivered the final, devastating blow, slamming Drew's head between two steel chairs in the center of the ring. The impact left McIntyre motionless, forcing emergency medical personnel to rush in post-match. Priest calmly walked out of the cage door, victorious, but it was clear the war had taken its toll on both competitors. The aftermath of that match will linger for weeks. McIntyre's condition remains uncertain, and questions swirl about whether he'll be cleared to compete at all heading into the next major events. Priest, for his part, showed no signs of remorse, his cold demeanor standing in stark contrast to the chaos he left behind. With everything that's transpired, the return of Evolution, the ruthless aggression of John Cena, the rise of Jey Uso, and the carnage left by Damian Priest, WWE is heading into its summer slate hotter than ever. Saturday night's main event will no doubt be filled with drama, action, and surprises, but all eyes are fixed on Evolution. The return of an all-women's premium live event isn't just about nostalgia, it's about progress, about reclaiming a spotlight that many fans and superstars have demanded. The legacy of the original Evolution is still felt today, and the women of WWE are ready to raise the bar once again. As announcements for match cards and rivalries are expected in the coming weeks, speculation runs rampant. Will legends return? Will current champions defend their titles? Who will headline? One thing is certain, Evolution is not just an event, it's a statement. From personal vendettas and championship ambitions to career-defining moments and history-making matches, WWE is firing on all cylinders. As July approaches, the storylines intensify, the rivalries deepen, and the excitement reaches a fever pitch. Whether it's Cena's shift toward villainy, Uso's continued rise, Priest's dominance, or the groundbreaking return of Evolution, one thing is clear: this summer, the WWE Universe is in for something unforgettable.